A city trapped in the grip of consumerism. On every face, unsatisfied desire, an unattained luxury. But where in the heart of this city are the real values? Can Charlie Munger find in the chaos of the matrix the true richness of people's souls? A decision. Is it blue, red, which is the gateway to reality? And that moment changed everything. However, wealth is not only material, it lies deep in the soul, in true values. Guided by Munger and Buffett, discover the secrets of true wealth. What is true value? What is true wealth? And does it really lie in material possessions or in the depths of our souls? Are you ready? Follow us to see the truth. In the heart of the matrix, in the shadow of the skyscrapers, Charlie Munger walked slowly. The city was home to a crowd overflowing with people's constant desire to consume. In every face on the streets, you could see the trace of an unsatisfied desire, an unobtained luxury, or an unowned product. Munger observed the sad expression on the faces of these people, searching for the true values in their hearts. On every corner, bright billboards promised the latest cell phones, luxury cars, unlimited credit cards, and countless other consumer goods. Attracted by these products, everyone on the streets, accompanied by loud music, was in search of something new to buy. For Munger, however, behind these shiny shop windows, beyond the fancy and expensive labels, lay a much deeper truth. In this spiral, it both saddened and worried Munger to see how far people had strayed from true values. Because for him, wealth was not only about the money accumulated in bank accounts or the material assets acquired, it was based on the right values, the right investments, and most importantly, the right way of life. Munger observed that in this complex world of the matrix, people forget what they really want by constantly buying, consuming, and chasing the next best thing. In this frenzy of consumption, people's souls were becoming more and more exhausted, feeling spiritually drained. But for Munger, there was always hope. That's why he took on the mission of reminding people of their true values, showing them the right path, and putting an end to consumerism. In the labyrinthine streets of the matrix, Munger was searching for the true wealth that lies within each of us. This wealth was much more valuable than material possessions. It was wisdom, consciousness, morality, and having the right values. One night, the energy of the city changed. Just between the skyscrapers at the end of a boulevard, Warren Buffett came to Charlie Munger like a shadow. In his hand were two pills. These pills were simple on the surface, but deep down, they had cosmic power. Blue represents mediocrity. Red the K to wisdom and enlightenment. Charlie, Buffett said gently, these two pills represent all the surface and depth that the matrix has to offer. If you cling to the blue pill, you will continue to sleep in this dream. You will be an ordinary person wandering these tangled streets. But the red pill, the red pill will take you beyond the matrix, into the secrets of true wealth. Munger's eyes locked on the pills. Then he took a deep breath and chose red. From that moment on, the thin line between the real world and the virtual reality of the matrix became clear. Munger saw that luxury, expensive labels, unnecessary spending, and pretentiousness were all illusions. These things were distracting people from what was really important, the real values in life, loved ones, learning and growing. Buffett smiled at Munger. Charlie, real wealth is much more than money. It is based on the right values, the right investments, and most importantly, the right way of life. Munger internalized Buffett's words. He saw that most of the people in the matrix didn't know what real value was and were ignoring it in their pursuit of material success. But with the right guidance, Munger could move beyond this illusion and discover true wealth. Buffett taught Munger how to find true value in the labyrinth of the matrix. The two of them resisted the siren call of consumerism and tried to find their way through this complex world. Over time, Munger realized that material possessions have no real value, that the real value lies in consciousness, morality, wisdom, and the right investments. With this wisdom, Munger took important steps towards understanding the true value of long-term thinking, proper investments, saving, and especially going beyond attachment to material things. On this journey, Buffett was by his side, guiding him, showing him the secrets of true wealth. Together, in this cold, metallic world of the Matrix, they sought the warmth and enlightenment of true value. The monotonous grey streets of the Matrix were once a perfect example of capitalism. In the neon-lit streets of the high-rise buildings, there was constant consumption and competition. However, under the influence of Charlie Munger, a noticeable change began to take place in the heart of this concrete city. Over time, thanks to Munger's teachings, the lives of many people living in this vast metropolis began to change radically. Many began to let go of their obsession with material things, seeking to fill their lives with a deeper meaning. This was not just an individual realization, but a collective awakening that affected the entire society. At first, the change was felt only in small communities. A few people lost interest in the latest luxury brand products, and then their neighbors and friends adopted this new way of living. Then, this wave of change spread to every corner of the Matrix. Today, people were not only questioning the need to constantly buy new things, but also trying to understand what real values were. As a result, the economic building blocks of the Matrix have also changed. What used to be an economy based on material assets is now an economy that encourages investment in experiences, knowledge, relationships, and intangibles. Warren Buffett was the first to recognize this shift, and he came up to Munger to share his pride. "Charlie," Buffett said, "there was a time when everyone in this city was only after material wealth. But thanks to your vision, people are now beginning to realize the true value of spiritual wealth. Wealth is not just the money in your bank account, but the values in your soul." Munger listened to Buffett's words with an approving expression. "Warren, I may not really be out of the matrix," he said, "but I have helped people realize true wealth, which is far more valuable than any material gain." Under the leadership of these two wise men, society in the Matrix has prospered materially and spiritually, realizing true values. People were no longer just working for material gain, but also for deeper spiritual gain. This was the most beautiful result of Munger and Buffett's mission to guide people to understand the true meaning of wealth.